Hi boys and girls, this is Lisa with Complex Community Federal Credit Union. We're going to read a story today that's one of my favorites. It's about the rainbow fish. It's called Rainbow Fish and the Big Blue Whale. Before we get started, I want to talk to you about the parts of the book. This is the cover. It has beautiful artwork. It also has the name of the story that we're going to read. Here's the spine, little tiny spine, and then here's the back of the book. Now we go inside, and the first thing we see is called the title page. It tells us that the author, the person who wrote the book, is Marcus Pfister. It tells us the name or the title of the book, Rainbow Fish and the Big Blue Whale. Now this book doesn't tell us about the illustrator, but the illustrator is the one that draws all the beautiful pictures for the book. Let's see what's going on with Rainbow Fish. A long way out in the deep blue sea, Rainbow Fish and his friends swam happily through the reef. Each one of them had a glittering silver scale, except for one little striped fish, but he belonged to the group anyway. Look at those beautiful fish. Oh my goodness. When the fish were very hungry, they ate tiny krill. There seemed to be an endless supply of the delicious shrimp. Rainbow Fish only needed to glide gently through the water with his mouth open to catch as many as he wanted. It was a wonderful life. One day, a gentle old whale swam by the reef and decided to stay. He liked the spot, since he too ate the krill that were so plentiful there, and he enjoyed being around the glittering fish. Often he drifted along, watching them for hours, admiring their beautiful silvery scales. Look at that big whale. After that, all the fish grew more and more suspicious of the whale. "Look at that giant mouth," said one. "Soon the krill will all be gone." Rainbow Fish began to worry. Until now, the fish had always been able to eat their fill. What if the whale did eat up all the krill? And why did he keep staring at them? Was he planning on eating them too? Kind of scary. One day, the whale swam quite near the school of glittering fish. Panicked, the fish with all the jagged fins sounded the alarm. "Look out," he called. "The wicked whale is after us." When the whale heard that, he was hurt at first, but then he grew very angry. "I'll show them," he thought. "I'll teach them a lesson." So the great blue whale shot into the middle of the school and lashed out with his gigantic tail, sweeping the sparkling fish in all directions. Wow, that's scary. The terrified fish fled, racing toward the crack in the reef for safety, but the whale didn't leave them alone. He followed Rainbow Fish and his friends all the way back into their cave. The blue whale swam back and forth. They were trapped. "I told you that whale was dangerous," whispered the fish with the jagged fins. "We have to watch out for him." After a while, the whale calmed down. He made one last pass, then disappeared behind the reef. Nervous but driven by hunger, the fish cautiously left their cave and swam off in search of food. But the battle with the whale had left its mark, and the krill had been driven off. "This is silly," declared Rainbow Fish. "Before we played happily in the sea. Now we hide in our cave. Before there was always enough food for everyone. Now we have nothing. We must make peace with the whale." The other fish were all too afraid to approach the whale. It was up to Rainbow Fish. The whale stared at Rainbow Fish suspiciously. "Please, let's talk," said Rainbow Fish. "This fight was all a big mistake. It drove off the krill, and now we're all hungry." The two talked for a long time. The whale told Rainbow Fish how hurt and angry their hostile words had made him. "I never meant to harm you," said the whale, "just to scare you a little." Rainbow Fish was ashamed. "I'm sorry," he said, "but when we saw you watching us all the time, we were afraid you might eat us." The whale looked surprised. "I watched you only because of your shining scales, and they're so pretty," he said. They both laughed. "Come now," said the whale, "let's find new hunting grounds." So Rainbow Fish and his friends, protected by their new friend, the big blue whale, swam off together in search of a new home with krill. And before long, none of them could remember what the terrible fight had been about. The end.